Melodic mind control. Another music conspiracy theory or hidden truth? Who detests a decent music paranoid fear? From the charges that Jay-Z and Beyoncé are specialists of the Illuminati, to the deranged plot by the FBI, an MI5 to cut down the Rolling Stones through a street pharmacist called Acid King Dave, or the one about 90s record mark heads bring forth a plot to utilize gangsta rap to line the US jails with receptive young people to get rich. Everybody cherishes a decent paranoid fear, and this most recent one is close to as succulent as the one about 90s record mark heads bring forth a plot to utilize gangsta rap to fix the US's penitentiaries with receptive adolescents to get rich. Rock's longest-running organization, the Rolling Stones, are this year commending 50 years of their powerful tunes and depravity, including a fresh-out-of-the-box new profession traversing gathering which will highlight 2 new chronicles, those always-present visit bits of gossip and carrying out a guerrilla in 50 urban communities worldwide for an inventive new advertising effort. In any case, presently fascinating new reports recommend that British and American specialists almost prevented the entirety of that from occurring, with another account on lily-lipped frontman Mick Jagger guaranteeing that MI5 and the FBI substantiated an arranged assault to attack the band's profession. Exemplary Rock reports that inside the pages of creator Philip Norman's new book, essentially named Mick Jagger, he broadcasts that the notorious 1967 Redlands assault, where the band were busted for medications and Marianne Faithfull was discovered enclosed by a mat with a Mars bar set where it shouldn't be, was the consequence of a deliberately coordinated arranged plot to unstick the band's vocation. The 1967 police attack on Keith Richards' Redlands home fizzled in its destinations to destroy the band's vocation, in spite of Jagger and Richards both spending a stretch in jail because of examinations, yet the woolly connivance starts with the creator disclosing to the Daily Mail that the assault was essential for a plot by MI5 and the FBI, who enrolled street pharmacist David Snyderman, referred to the Stones as Corrosive King Dave, to invade the band's inward sanctum and go about as a police witness. Snyderman, a cleaned-up TV entertainer, was constrained into co-activity in the wake of being compromised with detainment by British specialists. At Heathrow Airport he was gotten with drugs in his baggage. English customs gave him over to some substantial individuals, who implied they had a place with MI5 and advised him there was a exit plan of his dilemma, says Norman. Out was to invade the Stones' nearby circles and become the band's street pharmacist, to ensure they were captured possessing unlawful substances. However, it gets more bizarre. Evidently the entire plot was concocted by the FBI, who needed to ensure that a medication conviction would guarantee the Stones were banned section to the US. Snyderman supposedly told the Mick Jagger creator that MI5 were working for the benefit of FBI's counterintelligence program COINTELPRO, set up by the well-known bureau chief J. Edgar Hoover during the 1920s to ensure public safety and keep up the current social and political request. Come 1967, and the brilliant ascent of the Rolling Stones, COINTELPRO was focusing its assets on the incendiary nonconformity that was exciting music on America's childhood segment, especially those of the British attack, including the Beatlemania that was clearing the country, and particularly the Stones, who were promoted as the messy option in contrast to the well-put-together mop tops, making them an objective for the FBI's examinations. Slice to the Redlands attack, and the creator relates how the Corrosive King showed up at Richards' unassuming cabin home with a bag brimming with drugs, realizing that the police power were set to jump on their snare. However, regardless of the feelings gave over to Jagger and Richards in the outcome of the assault, they were not genuine enough to keep the Stones from being allowed to visit America, break it, and accordingly become one of the longest-running groups in rock history. Presently the furthest down the line one to manifest across our feeds includes every one of the components of an extraordinary, fear-inspired notion, including mind control, out there logical hypotheses, and even Nazis. First and foremost, some foundation, most instruments and music, all throughout the planet is tuned to a pitch called show a, which is the melodic note of an above-center C in the Western music scale that is pitched at a recurrence of 440 Hz, and by and large used to tune instruments and documentation by Then again, actually music in Western culture didn't generally utilize the recurrence of 440 Hz as the standard reference point. Numerous European nations and gatherings initially utilized a pitch tuning around 432 Hz, in light of a proposal from Italian writer Giuseppe Verdi back in 1884. Be that as it may, by 1926, the American music industry had started normalizing the utilization of 440 Hz for the assembling of instruments. After 10 years, the American Standards Association suggested that Shoei be tuned to 440 Hz, a request made authority by the ISO, International Organization for Standardization, in 1953 and reaffirmed again as a worldwide norm by ISO in 1975 and has stayed that path since. Got your tin foil caps on? Here's the cherry on top. As why don't you try this? Claims, this almost 60-year-old norm of 440 Hz is unnatural, and ongoing rediscoveries of the vibratory, oscillatory nature of the universe demonstrate that this contemporary worldwide show pitch standard may produce an undesirable impact or against social conduct in the awareness of people. The hypothesis goes that the first 432 Hz tuning, or Verdi's A, was numerically steady with the universe, which communicates valuable recuperating energy, since it is an unadulterated tone of math crucial to nature, while the 440 Hz, the now worldwide norm of Shoei, is just a somewhat inconspicuous change in tone. It is indeed unnatural, and subliminally advances animosity, and hostile to social conduct. The connections between specific frequencies and vibrations, holding covered-up powers that are connected to well-being, and the psyche is concentrated by the study of cymatics, the investigation of noticeable sound and vibration, which has tried to demonstrate that the authoritative standards and establishments of creation are attached to sound waves as they go through specific components, e.g. water, sand, air and so forth. So through the viewpoint of cymatics, 432 Hz equals great, 440 Hz equals awful. Dr. Leonard Horowitz, a previous dental specialist who has writing contradicting immunization in various dubious AIDS speculations, composed a paper called Musical Cult Control, portraying the contrasts between the characteristic amicability of Verdi's A and the unnatural disharmony of the show A. The music business includes this forced recurrence, that is, grouping populaces into more prominent hostility, psychosocial fomentation, and enthusiastic misery, inclining individuals to actual sickness. Composes Dr. Horowitz. Why not try this? Positively gets tied up with it, taking note of. You simply need to go out in the road and investigate. What do you see? School kids, youthful grown-ups, on their approach to work. A lady pushing her infant in a pram. A man strolling his canine, and what do they all share, practically speaking? iPods or MP3 players. Clever, right? So if the hypothesis goes that the majority are as a rule unpretentiously controlled through a negligible portion of a distinction in recurrence, careless as their ears and earphones are stuck to a steady stream of music that is tuned to cause hostility and brutality, at that point who's behind it? Why the change in the authority? Approval of the 440 Hz recurrence? Hold tight close and check the verdant meadow, music fans. Here comes the sorcery projectile. The fear-inspired notion says that the change from 432 Hz to 440 Hz was initially directed by Nazi publicity priest, and Hitler's correct-hand man, Joseph Goebbels, who utilized it to impact individuals to think and feel with a specific goal in mind that could be controlled and make them a detainee of a specific cognizance. So normally, when the Americans started receiving His unnatural contribute as the standard the 30s. And made it official during the 40s. Much to their dismay they were furtively acquainting a psyche controlling pitch with the world. Or then again perhaps they did? Dramatic strings. The secret realities that they don't need you to know. Or over ardent fiction? In the event that it's all around very a lot to discuss. You can generally investigate the lovely examples, shaped by various sound frequencies in the video, beneath, and let the secret rulers keep on shepherding your life, little sheep, presently return to rest. Bah, bah. Thanks for watching. Bye now.
If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to Life is Often if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.